lot of situations with uncertainty. Now, what does that mean? Well, situations which you do not know that it may or may not happen, and of whose results are also unknown to us. Like, for example, you can say it may or may not rain today, India may or may not win the match today, or you may or may not win a lottery. Now that is uncertain. Now in mathematics, we can study these kind of situations. Now these are situations of uncertainty. Now these can be studied with probability. You may have heard these statements like it will probably rain today, it will be a sunny weather today, it probably will be a sunny weather today. So this word probability comes from the term probably. Now, in so many years, we have faced such kind of diverse situations and situations of uncertainty that it has evolved as a science in itself. The study of this science is called probability. So now you are familiar with situations of uncertainty. These are those situations which may or may not happen, and their results are also not sure to us. Now, what can be situations that are not uncertain? That means they are certain. Can you tell me any examples? Well, rising of the sun. You know that the sun will have to rise, and that also in the east. So that is a certain event. It has to take place. So that is a situation that is certain. That does not come under the situation of uncertainty. Can you tell me another example? Well, what about rotation of the earth? Now, when the earth rotates, you know it has to rotate and it will not stop. It is a certain event. So that is a situation which is certain. Now let's take an example. Today is Monday. Suppose today is Monday. Now what is the chance that tomorrow is Tuesday? Can you tell me? Well, you will think that's such an obvious question. We all know that Tuesday has to come after Monday. So it is 100% sure that tomorrow is Tuesday. So there is a 100% chance that tomorrow is Tuesday. Now, again, if today is Monday, can you tell me what is the chance that tomorrow is Friday? Is there any chance of tomorrow being Friday if today is Monday? Well, again, that's so obvious. We know that Tuesday only comes after Monday and not Friday. There will be no chance of Friday coming after Monday. There is 0% chance of it. So now you know that if today is Monday, then the chance of tomorrow being a Tuesday is 100% and the chance of tomorrow being a Friday will be 0%. Now you can see that here we have calculated like chance in percentage. But how do we write this in probability? We always write the values of probability in a fraction or decimal. So this 100% can be written as what? 100 by 100. Because we have this percentage sign here. So what do we get? 1. So the probability of tomorrow being a Tuesday, if today is Monday, is 1. Now can you tell me how will we write 0% chance as decimal? Well, we'll do 0 by 100. Now what will this give us? What will this give us? It will give us 0. So the probability that tomorrow is Friday if today is Monday is 0. Now you know how to write these in probability. Now one more thing. You know that if it is a 100% chance that tomorrow is Tuesday, you can say that this situation is a sure situation. It has to happen. If today is Monday, then tomorrow Tuesday has to come. So this is a sure situation. We are 100% sure about it. Now we know that the chance that tomorrow is Friday, if today is Monday, it has a 0% chance. That means it is impossible. So 100%, that means the probability is 1. So this has to happen. That is why it is a sure thing. Now if the probability is 0, now we see that it is 0% chance. So the probability is 0. That means it is impossible. This will never happen. Now suppose the meteorological department gave us the information that there is an 80% chance that it will rain today. Now you are thinking to go out. Now you think that should I take my umbrella or not? But seeing this information, well, I would take an umbrella because there is an 80% chance that it will rain today. Now 80% is closer to 100%. So there is a high chance that it will rain today. So I should carry my umbrella if I don't want to take a chance. But this does not ensure that it will rain today. Now they have said that is 80% chance, but not 100% chance. So this means that there is a high probability that it will rain today, but this does not ensure that it is certain that it will rain today. So now you understand the difference. 80% chance means there is a high probability, but it does not ensure certainty. It still remains a situation of uncertainty. We are just studying it so that we can know whether we have to take an umbrella with us or not. So now you know what probability does for us. It is actually the study of chance. How we studied this chance that it will rain today, so that it could help us whether we should take an umbrella or not. So this is actually what probability makes us study, the study of chance. Now, probability is closely related to the concept of percentage. You can see that, how did we start studying probability? Like 80% chance. So this percentage is very important in probability. Although the values of probability are measured in fraction or decimal, but it is closely related to the concept of percentage. Now, not only in maths, but like probability is used in various other places. Well, in the meteorological department or in the weather department, probability is highly used. Like how we can say that it is a probable chance, or it is a high probability that it will rain today. It is a high probability that the weather will not go beyond 30 degrees centigrade tomorrow. So all these are studied in chance, that is probability. Now even in hospitals where there is a prediction to be made for the medicine when there is a success in a heart surgery or any other surgeries. So probability is used here also. Now even in the insurance industry, probability is highly used. And the gambling industry, well, here probability is majorly used. So now you know what is probability. It is a science of chance. It is a study of these chances, these uncertain situations. It indicates the chance of something happening. It tells us whether how much chance is there for a certain event to happen or not. It is closely related to the concept of percentage. We just saw that although the values of probability are measured in fraction or decimal. You know what is probability? But probability is the science of chance. Now, probability actually analyzes uncertain situations and tell us what is the chance of that happening. Well, whenever you studied any other chapters such as, say, geometry, what did you do? You had to first learn the basic terms used in geometry, such as area, perimeter and all. So let's see what are the basic terms in probability that will help us to learn probability in a better way. Now, we'll study those terms with an example. Say you've gone to watch a match of India versus Australia at Eden Gardens, a cricket match. So now we'll see how the terms of probability connect with this example. So the basic term in probability is experiment. Now what is an experiment? Well, in probability, an experiment means an activity that leads to a set of clearly defined outcomes. Now what does that mean? Let's go it slowly. Well, an activity, well, something that takes place that leads to a set of clearly defined outcomes. Well, any activity will lead to a result, an outcome. So an activity will lead to some outcomes, and those outcomes should be clearly defined. We should know what can be the outcomes of that situation or that activity. Well, in our case, we can say that India versus Australia cricket match at Eden Gardens is such an activity of whose we can get a set of clearly defined outcomes. Well, can you tell me what will be the outcomes after the match ends? Well, you can say after the match ends, either India can win or Australia can win, or it can be a match that is draw. So I can see that this match has three outcomes and it is a set of clearly defined outcomes. There is no confusion about it. So the clearly defined outcomes are India wins, Australia wins, or it is a draw match. So this is an experiment. So I can say that India versus Australia cricket match at Eden Gardens, this is an experiment because it is an activity that leads to a set of clearly defined outcomes. So now you know what is an experiment. Now answer me this. A student appears for mathematics examination. Is this an activity? First of all, tell me that. Well, yes, this is an activity. Now, is this an experiment? Now, can you tell me whether this is an experiment? Well, what is an experiment? It is an activity that leads to a set of clearly defined outcomes. So let us check whether this activity has some outcomes or not. Well, a student, if he appears for mathematics, what will happen? Either he will pass or he will fail. Well, there can be only two outcomes. Now, you are sure about these two outcomes? There is no confusion about it. So, either he can pass or either he can fail. So, this is an experiment. Why is this an experiment? Because this is an activity that leads to a set of clearly defined outcomes. Now, here again we have an activity. A lady listens to music. This is an activity. Now, is this an experiment? Can you tell me? Well, if we move to the definition of experiment, what did we learn? It is an activity that leads to a set of clearly defined outcomes. So, this activity, does it lead to clearly defined outcomes? Well, what can be the outcome of this activity? Well, she can go and do some work. She can go and read a book. She can go and sleep. Well, there can be unlimited outcomes of this. So, we do not know actually what will be the outcomes of this activity. And it is not clearly defined also. So, this is not an experiment. Now, we move to the second term, that is random experiment. Well, experiment can be classified as random experiment. Now, what is a random experiment? Let's see. Well, we know we have an experiment here, India versus Australia cricket match at Eden Gardens. This is an experiment and we have seen that. Now, what are the outcomes here? India wins, Australia wins, or draw? Well, any of these three can happen. So we can say that each of India wins, Australia wins, or draw have a fair chance of happening. You know that either India can win, Australia can win, or it can be a draw match. So all these three have a fair chance of happening. But do you know in the starting of the match whether which will happen? Well, no, that is why we go to see a match, for that excitement. So this is a random experiment. Now, what is a random experiment? A random experiment is an experiment or a process for which the outcome cannot be predicted with certainty. Like here, I may say to my friend that no, I know that India will win. But can I say that with certainty? Well, no. I have that confidence on my team, but then that is not certain that India will win. So this experiment will be called as random experiment, because we do not know the outcome of it with certainty. Now let's see the examples of this. Rolling a die. Can you tell me, is this a random experiment? Well, first of all, tell me, is this an experiment or not? Rolling of a die. Now you know that to be an experiment, it has to be an activity that leads to clearly defined outcomes. Now when we roll a die, we know I can get a number of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 or 6, any of these 6. So I can say that it has a set of clearly defined outcomes. I'll get a number amongst those 6 numbers only. So this is an experiment. Now when I am rolling a die, I do not know the outcome of it. I know the outcome will be from those 6 numbers, but what will be the exact outcome? I am not sure of it. So this will be a random experiment. So I can say that yes, rolling a die is a random experiment. Now, rising of the sun. Is this a random experiment? Well, I know that rising of the sun is a sure happening. It has to happen. Now, I know that the rising of the sun will always take place in the east. So, I'm sure about it. I do not have any doubt. I do not know, is there a question like the sun might rise in the east or in the west and we'll get to know that after it rises? No, I am sure that the rising of the sun will take place in the east. So, it is not a random experiment. So now you are clear with experiment and random experiment. Now we come to a term called trial. Now what is a trial? Well, trial is repetition of an experiment. Well, just now we were rolling a die. Now when we play Ludo, say we play Ludo, do I roll a dice only once? No, I need to roll it again and again. So rolling of that die again and again will be called a trial. Again, let's see it with that experiment we were doing in the beginning. India versus Australia cricket match at Eden Gardens. Now, how will it become a trial? Now, suppose there were 22 matches played between India and Australia. Okay, cricket matches at Eden Gardens only. So, the 22 matches played and the next any match which is about to be played are all trials of this experiment. Now, you need to notice that the trial should be exactly the same as the experiment. No change in the experiment will be accepted as a trial. For example, India versus Australia cricket match at Eden Gardens. So, the trial of this experiment should be exactly India versus Australia. It should be a cricket match and it should be played at Eden Gardens itself. Now, for suppose I was rolling the die, okay? So, I was rolling the die which was having 6 faces. Now, I want to do that experiment again. So, I started doing it with 2 dice, okay? So, now can I say that rolling those 2 dice is a trial of rolling that 1 dice? Well, no, because I am repeating that experiment, but that experiment is changing. Why? Because first I was doing it 1 die and the next time I was doing it with 2 dice.